It said 51%, didn't it? It can't be 51% to the end with 15 minutes to go. It can't. That must be too much.
You would think. I've been so wrong on so many calls on this race. I only ever, as I always say, only ever open my mouth to change feet.
The reality is, we're only going to know who is wrong on these calls in about 15 minutes. It's been that tight. It's been that bonkers. It really has been such an up and down 6 hours here at Imola. What a fabulous event this has been.
Come on, here we go, here we go, here we go. Antonio Fuoco's fastest race lap, lap number 194, last time round. Kévin Estre is dangerously close. Anthony, how much is it going to upset the balance of the Porsche? How much is it going to blunt his attack sitting so close to the car in front?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow quite a bit closer in the sports car, particularly these modern hypercars, than you can in single-seaters. You don't have the front wings, for example, getting in the way and getting in the turbulence. So, but this gap he's staying behind him without the BMW in between them, of course. That gap we were looking at is kind of the area, that invisible barrier that you have with the turbulence coming off of one of these cars. So he's going to need the help of traffic as well. As we've seen earlier on in the race, the speed differential in the straight line, at least, between these two cars is very, very similar. So he's not going to do it in just pure pace and out-drag the Toyota down the main straight, for example, here. He's going to need the help of traffic to even get by. Once he's passed, I believe he does have the speed to start pulling away and eat into that time penalty that he's going to carry through to the end of this race. He's definitely not going to come in, he's definitely not going to come in with a pit stop with the amount of fuel he's got on board. More than that of car 7, at least.
That's just about to talk about those two cars. They came by us a tenth of a second apart. This is the battle for 4th in LMGT3 between the number 27 car. That's what went on. The 55 Ferrari of Alessio Rivera. So that is a real world battle, and that was contact.
Well, Alessio looking to try and pile on the pressure, and then the door sort of opened, sort of didn't.
Yeah, he knew he was there, didn't he? So, but he tried to make the gap as small as he could, as tight as he could. So it was kind of a bit inevitable, that contact, but it was a late move down the inside as well. That's going to be one for the stewards to look at, I'm sure.
Antonio Fuoco, by the way, is applying the tin opener to that gap. It's down to 8.6 seconds to Brendan Hartley for 4th. The gap, though, between Kobayashi and Estre for the lead the race, still in the 10ths, but it's not changed hands.
I was surprised to hear him doing a bit of lift and coast as well, actually, down towards Rivazza 1 at turn 18. So it's not like he's got all of the energy in the world to play with, even though he's got more than Kobayashi.
Tight stuff. This.
And listen, in the end, second place is better than running out of gas or having to pit and dropping down 2 or 3 places. Don't forget that Kévin Estre and his teammates are leading the World Championship, and they had 1.5 points as well in Qatar. So it's not just a lead, it's a bit more. And watch the front end wash out there under braking.
Well, the other part of this, of course, is it's a manufacturer's title up for grabs. And Kévin Estre is doing 2 things here. He's trying to win the race, but he's trying to put the Toto under pressure. And even if there's a problem that befalls the number 6 car, the number 5 car is in 3rd and would inherit 2nd place.
Yeah. Well, Porsche will get 2nd and 3rd, whichever way this works out.
We have room to stop energy management for 2 free laps, to overtake, and then come back to energy management.
I'm not sure that's going to be enough, though. Just that little bit of lift and coast that we heard down into Rivazza, I'm not convinced that's going to be enough. But if he goes for the move, we know that Kobayashi...
Oh, suddenly this could be the chance. Yeah, look how much closer he is now. Kobayashi is down to the speed of an LMGT3 car through Rivazza.
Like I say, if he's close enough, he knows that he has the opportunity not to have to lift and coast, whereas Kobayashi's probably still going to have to do a little bit of that. But I'd still say he's probably not quite close enough, even at this distance.
No, not a good run, though.
He has a look to try and put him off, but you're going to need to do more than that with the experience of Kobayashi.
He has hypercar traffic ahead. Could this be where there's a stumble?
any opportunity with traffic, you're going to try and capitalise on it. And yeah, we've got the Alpine in front. Alex Wirtz down at Toyota watches on. The stream of hypercars exit turn 7, but only 2 of them are fighting for the race win, or at least lead position on track as it stands right now at 9 minutes 40 seconds to go. Estre is right on the brink here. He's going to need to get it done as soon as possible if he's to carry on pulling away that time deficit he's carrying of 5 seconds penalty.
There's another new fastest lap of the race. It goes again to Antonio Fuoco. It's a 1:32.086. The gap to Brendan Hartley, 7 seconds. Just 9 minutes though remain. He's running out of time to get that done.
Yes, he really is, but he is absolutely flying.
Kobayashi's going to have to go around onto the wet stuff potentially into 18. And no, he's just got back online. It was actually Estre that got caught slightly offline there.
Still dive through on the inside down into Ravazza 1, and again the Toyota just creeps away enough down the straight, doesn't it? Porsche doesn't quite have their ultimate top speed. Top speed at the line last time, on the fastest speed trap, 304.2 kilometers an hour for the Toyota, 313 in the slipstream for Estre. So their VMAX is higher in the Porsche, but the Toyota's getting off the corners better still.
It's another blistering lap underway from Antonio Fuoco. 2 purple sectors again. It's going to be this is going to be a lap under 1:32.
Yes.
Estre off there on the gravel. He's trying everything he can, but yeah, the Toyota team just saw that as well, and give a little bit of a round of applause when as soon as they see the cameras on them. Just no, nothing to see here.
Well, that's what the Germans refer to as Schadenfreude, which is celebrating somebody else's misfortune.
Glad to the curb on entry to that corner.
And dirty air of the Toyota that affected him there. And that, I mean, that's the distance that you can get to within one of these cars before it does take effect. It's pretty impressive, really. Lotterer watches on. He would have been loving to sit in the car. You always think, you imagine yourself in the car, like, oh, if I was in the car, I'd just send it down the inside.
Not sure Kaz Nakajima wants to be in the car, actually, looking at how nervous he is.
Oh no, he's yeah, he's retired now. He's got another job for Toyota, but I was more talking about Andrea Lotterer.
Yep.
He did a good job earlier on in this car. As we watch now on board with car 6 in the slipstream of Kobayashi, you can see the race lead. Although even if you did get your way by, it's not for the race win, of course. So yeah, this track is tough to overtake on.
4% might be almost 2 laps worth of energy still.
It's going to be so tight in so many ways. Tight on time.
Kobayashi's gone a little bit wide there that time around and allows Estre to catch ever so slightly. Looks to the inside.
Oh.
Not quite enough.
Oh.
That's the first, like, minor mistake I've seen from Kobayashi. He's been absolutely bulletproof until now.
Had a couple of splash and dashes in LMGT3, by the way. Both Akodis ASP Lexuses have just stopped in the last couple of laps. So not everybody is yet guaranteed to make it as we reach the 200 lap mark. Yep. 6 minutes remain of 6 hours of racing.
Yeah, we went just briefly again to Loudon back Cam, and he's not looking any less stressed than he was 10 minutes ago. Kevin looking for a way by, but Kamui Kobayashi has been imperious until that last lap. A couple of little wiggles there.
But we'll forgive him for that. Yeah, I mean, it was only microscopically offline, but yeah, Estre saw it as a bit of an opportunity.
Of course you do. When you see the car in front slide, you go, I'm getting to him, I'm getting to him. Yeah, but you need another 20 minutes, Kevin.
Alex Riberas, by the way, and Alessio Rivera, that's position has switched to Vista. Ferrari has gone through the 55 up into 4th place in LMGT3 with a pit stop for the 27 car under investigation too.
More potential pain for that Aston Martin in 5th.
Potential pain there as well.
Yeah.
Definite pain for Estre as he's fallen foul of the traffic there compared to Kobayashi, and you see the gap extend once more. And that's what you're looking for, always in the car. You're thinking, right, where are they going to catch them next? You look, eyes to the top of the hill, you can see a car in front. A couple of GTs just before Piratella, and Kobayashi is probably going to overtake that particular car on the exit and the run down to Acqua Minerale.
And Estre's going to catch him out of Acqua Minerale. Oh, number 38 this time, not the number 12 Jota, which has been in that gravel trap at least a couple of times.
Jenson Button just with a bit of a fumble there, gets back on track, back to the race lead.
So Estre still carrying that loss of time, which happened in the Tamburello chicane behind the Mustang. So yeah, you can see just what it does to you, and you're thinking when you're in that car behind, all it takes is for the leader to get into the traffic at the wrong point of the circuit, and I got my chance. Let's hear from his teammate.
So about 4 laps to go, and we still believe leader Toyota does not have the energy to go to the end.
All right, Matt Campbell being told that this might fall into his lap. Why? Because he's only third? Well, because if the Toyota can't make it and drops back down to second, Kévin Estre might not have enough in hand either. Matt Campbell is still 24 seconds back, so Estre won't drop behind him. But the Toyota, if it needs to pit or slow dramatically in the closing stages, might drop back down to third. The battle for fourth, Brendan Hartley is now just 3.2 seconds ahead of Antonio Fuoco. And Fuoco again on that last lap, purple sector 3, the fastest man in the entire race. Whoa!
Racing gods definitely shining down on Kobayashi here. He caught those cars on the run up towards Piratella, got past both of the GTs while he was flat out, and it was Estre once again that had to snake his way through between them. But the luck in traffic doesn't always last forever. At some point, you see your opposition. Once again, Kobayashi gets past that next GT car before the Ravazza corner where Kévin Estre has to sit behind. So this is the way it works. And Kobayashi's on a roll here, but there's nothing that he's not manufacturing this. It's just falling his way. At some point, it turns around.
Fuoco is almost with Brendan Hartley. He's slashed that lead to 2.1 seconds, but there's only 2.5 minutes to go. But this could depend on just where they are in relation to the leader.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes, could be 2 laps. The leader has just crossed the start-finish line. And number 8 is coming down to Ravazza.
Kobayashi's in the thick of it now, so this is where he's behind the Isotto Fraschini. Turn 5 and 6. He's going to have to go down the inside into Tosa, and gets let through. Car 11 will be getting the blue flags, and yeah, what's this, a Peugeot in front as well, and the GT car in front of Kobayashi. The Peugeot moves aside. Will he get the GT car with the Lexus before Piratella? Yes, he does. Once again, it's Estre. Look at that, a gaggle of cars in a high-speed corner that he's caught behind, and he won't get past all of these, if any, before Acqua Minerale. Yes, just one of them. It's the Lexus. How frustrating.
It's done with that, I think. Antonio Fuoco, new fastest lap of the race, 1.4 seconds back from Brendan Hartley. It's 90 seconds to go. It's going to be this lap plus one more.
Yep.
So that's got nothing to do with the speed of the cars there. We've seen that Estre putting constant pressure on. He's got the speed, but that's just the way the luck of the draw is when it comes to traffic.
Now, the Peugeot they've just caught is Jean-Eric Verne. The other Peugeot, Stoffel Van Dorn, is 6/10 ahead of the Alpine of Nico Lapierre. Not that there are any points up for grabs for 15th and 16th, but...
This is Fuoco and Brendan Hartley, and Hartley has got the traffic. Could it be the boot on the other foot in this transaction? Catches that one quite nicely, but great run from Antonio Fuoco.
It's going to be caught behind him as he gets down towards turn 18.
We have no buffer on energy. We have no buffer, so you got to battle like this.
Last lap. Brendan Hartley will hang on if he can, but Antonio Fuoco has got the foot very much buried in the floorboards.
I feel like both the Toyotas here are fighting a little bit of one hand tied behind their back. They haven't got the energy of the other cars behind them, and that's why Fuoco was able to challenge there. Brendan's having to do a lot of management.
Wide, loses the place. Antonio Fuoco moves up to 4th place on the very last lap.
Yeah, the fans in the stand in front of us rise to that as they see on the big screen.
Now in Porsche Penske Motorsport, they're going, well, why could you not do that with the number 7 car?
Because I think he's done such a good job with the lift and coast earlier on in his stint, and Nakajima could see exactly what was about to happen there. So.
Yeah, but
the
Porsche team are going, well, why couldn't just once Kobayashi have made a mistake and dropped it off the road? Once.
Here comes Kamui Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Because that moment started there for Brendan because of the energy management that Kobayashi's managed brilliantly well.
Checker flag is out. Blue flag is out. Checker flag is out for Kamui Kobayashi. Toyota wins in Imola for the 2nd year in a row. Toyota beaten the Italians on Italian tarmac. And for the first year, it's a victory in Hypercar in Europe for Nick de Vries.